Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, the snow emergency. James Vanderbeek joins us live and giving back on this Giving Tuesday. Cold blast, icy conditions, and more than 5 feet of snow falling, leading to a pileup in Michigan, shutting down the interstate in both directions for almost 7 hours. Ginger is tracking the dangerous conditions this morning with millions under snow alerts.
Airport breach investigation. New video of the woman who authorities say snuck into a flight from New York to Paris.
Please help me. I don't want to go to the United States.
And removed from a return flight. How the TSA is taking action.
New developments in the JonBenet Ramsey murder. What authorities are saying now, nearly 30 years after the 6-year-old pageant queen was killed.
Emotional moments in court.
For the rest of my life, I'm gonna hate you.
A father speaking to the drunk driver who killed his daughter.
James Vanderbeek in his first live television interview since announcing his cancer diagnosis. How the devoted husband and father of 6 is doing today and how he is helping others.
And we're finding joy on this Giving Tuesday. The huge announcement from one of our guests only on GMA, plus one man's generous mission, launching the Kind Corps, supporting Camp Joy, how you can make an impact right now.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And I love his mission, Kind Corps. Isn't that great? Good morning, America. It is Giving Tuesday. It's also Travel Tuesday, so we have a first look at a new prescription cruise deal that allows passengers to hop on and off as much as they want. And you know Gio has more deals to show us.
He's always tracking that. Also this morning, Princess Kate is taking part in her first state visit since her cancer diagnosis. We're going to have latest on that ahead. Plus, the latest on President-elect Trump's transition. His pick for defense secretary faces new allegations as his cabinet nominees meet with senators ahead of their confirmation hearings.
But we begin with the snow emergency around the Great Lakes. Snow is still falling this morning, adding to more than 5 feet already on the ground in some areas. And the weather caused a massive pileup on a highway in Michigan involving nearly 20 vehicles. Trevor Ault is in Adams, New York with the latest for us. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. It is snowing once again this morning. We are in Adams, and it is very easy to find a giant pile of snow all around here. Look at this. This is right outside of the rescue squad. Here in Adams, they got 45 inches of snow. In some areas not too far away, they got an additional 20 inches more than this. As right now, we have lake-effect snow bands coming off of Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, and Lake Michigan all at once, and it's causing a ton of problems.
This morning, a wintry blast slamming the Great Lakes region. More than 5 feet of snow falling, icy conditions leading to a devastating pileup on a Michigan interstate.
Waiting for the better condition.
More than a dozen vehicles colliding, including 3 semi-trucks. I-94 closed in both directions for nearly 7 hours.
I got at least 10. I'm checking on injuries right now. We'll need fire and extrication.
One driver in critical condition.
Vehicles that are coming up the rear can't always see what's going on. It's usually too late to stop.
It comes as millions of Americans remain under snow alerts. Lake effect snow blanketing portions of several states with up to 5.5 feet, with more forecast in the next several days. In Erie, Pennsylvania, homes buried in snow. People left trapped in their homes. The Pennsylvania National Guard called in to help with emergency support.
We went in with our high clearance vehicles, facilitated maneuvering them to an accessible space.
And of course, the natural inclination in this weather is to stay inside and stay warm. A lot of homes like this one, though, covered in snow on the roof, and the temperatures have really been dropping. What we're hearing from experts is that this winter, electric heating costs are expected to rise more than 13% compared to what they were last year. Robin?
That stuff and that scene where you are right now, Trevor. Thank you. Ginger joins us now with the forecast. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning. The shot of cold air that is responsible for all of that lake effect has made it as far south as Florida. So Nashville, Tennessee, we start there where they had their latest freeze on record on Friday, and then they got into some snow, up to a ½ inch in central Tennessee. It is 26 degrees in Nashville this morning, but look at Jacksonville, right at freezing. Those freeze alerts go down to Ocala, but we've got, teens up in Minneapolis, and we're got another shot of cold air by the end of the week. That comes behind an Alberta clipper, named for where it forms, Alberta, and then moves really fast like a clipper, like a ship. You know, it was named a long time ago. It's going to be really windy this time, so 30 to 50 miles per hour with the snow coming in. At the coast, I think we're a rain-snow mix on Thursday morning here, New York or Boston down to Philadelphia. Some snow adding up, though, if you're in northwestern Connecticut or the Berkshires there, and back to western New York. Just wanted to show you some of the numbers by Thursday morning. It is 15 below for the feels like in Minneapolis and 10 below for Chicago.
Okay, Ginger, thank you. We're going to get the latest now on the investigation into an airport security breach during the height of the holiday travel season. New videos show the stowaway who was discovered traveling from New York to Paris. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez has the story. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, George, good morning. It's incredible how this woman got through multiple levels of airport workers. It's a stunning breach. And now this morning, we are learning more about the woman at the center of it all. Take a look. This morning, a first look at the woman who authorities say was a stowaway on a flight from JFK to Paris. New video showing a Delta crew member questioning the woman after she allegedly snuck onto the plane last week.
She took 10 minutes to just tumble her bags to find a boarding pass, which she did not have at all.
Please, help me. I don't want to go to United States.
And another video taken days later as the woman was on a plane in France getting ready to be sent back to the U.S.
She got belligerent, so then more stewardess came in to try to restrain her, and that's when everything started to escalate.
In the video, you can see and hear the suspected stowaway shouting while crew members try to restrain her.
Get asylum against United States.
The woman was removed from the flight and remains in France. Authorities say the woman is a Russian national who is a legal resident of the U.S. She allegedly bypassed several airport workers at New York's JFK, going through the security screening, but never showing ID and boarding the plane without a ticket. Passengers say she tried to avoid detection on the full flight by going from one bathroom to another without ever taking a seat. Unbelievable. And meanwhile, this morning, Delta says it is conducting an exhaustive investigation. We don't yet know if or how the woman will get back to the U.S. and whether she'll face any charges. But I know all of us are looking at this, scratching our heads, saying, how is this even possible?
So many layers of security to get back.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, Jill. Thank you for bringing that to us. We're going to turn now to the Trump transition. Some of the president-elect's cabinet nominees are meeting with lawmakers ahead of their confirmation battles as Trump's pick for defense secretary faces new allegations. Senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott is in Washington. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, Michael, good morning to you. Yes, and these new allegations could set the stage for a bruising confirmation battle for Pete Hegseth, who Trump has tapped to serve as his defense secretary, and he will certainly face questions about it as he makes the rounds on Capitol Hill, meeting with senators.
This morning, President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks on Capitol Hill, trying to win over senators ahead of what could be a series of bruising confirmation fights.
Should I earn the trust and the nomination from all of the senators, I will do my best every day to work tirelessly for the American people.
Later today, Pam Bondi, Trump's pick for Attorney General, meeting with Republican senators again, just days after former Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew his nomination for the job.
She's a great choice, been a long-time friend. I think the right person at the right time.
But Pete Hegseth, Trump's choice for defense secretary, is fending off allegations of financial mismanagement and sexual misconduct, which he denies. According to The New Yorker, Hegseth was forced to step down from leading two conservative veteran groups, in part because of accusations of mismanaging funds and abusing alcohol while on the job. Allegedly using official funds to party, sexually pursuing female staffers, and repeatedly being so drunk in public, employees had to care for him, including once when he tried, quote, joining the dancers on the stage of a Louisiana strip club where he had brought his team, according to a whistleblower report obtained by the magazine.
It's like a gag in the locker room after coach.
So that article suggests you have an alcohol problem.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
ABC News has not independently confirmed the reporting. An advisor to Hegseth telling us they wouldn't comment on the, quote, outlandish claims by a petty and jealous disgruntled former associate. Hegseth also facing allegations of sexual misconduct. The New York Times obtaining a 2018 email written by the Fox News weekend anchor's mother, accusing him of being an abuser of women who belittles, lies, cheats, sleeps around, and uses women for his own power and ego. The Times says Hegseth's mother sent an immediate follow-up email apologizing, adding she had fired off the original email in anger with emotion during Hegseth's very difficult divorce.
ABC News has not obtained that email, but Trump's spokesperson confirmed the exchange, saying that Hegseth's mother expressed regret for her, quote, emotional message and apologized. As Trump's nominees continue to meet with senators on Capitol Hill, the president-elect announced he will be traveling to France to attend the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral this weekend. It will be his very first foreign trip since winning the November election, Robin.
All right, Rachel, our thanks to you. Now to the NFL, reviewing that hit on Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence by Houston Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. If you got the latest for us, good morning.
Robin, breaking news on this story just moments ago for our viewers in the West. The NFL has made a decision. The Houston Texans linebacker has been suspended for 3 games without pay. This morning, the NFL has suspended Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair for 3 games after this hit in Sunday night's game.
That'll be Al-Shaair, who's flagged for the big hit on the slide.
Al-Shaair in his first season in Houston and 6th in the league, laying out Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence in the second quarter. Lawrence showing immediate signs of traumatic brain injury, his hands assuming the telltale fencing posture as his Jacksonville teammates came after Al-Shaair and a brawl ensued.
And that's going to start a little bit of a scrum afterwards.
Lawrence was carted off the field and diagnosed with a concussion. Al-Shaair was ejected for the illegal hit.
You understand what kind of damage you do when you go out there and you exercise that kind of behavior.
Al-Shaair posting an apology, writing in part to Trevor, "I genuinely apologize to you for what ended up happening," adding, "I would never want to see any player hurt because of a hit I put on them, especially one that's deemed late or unnecessary." Fans have pointed to this move on then Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady's throat 2 seasons ago as alleged evidence of dirty play.
Azeez Al-Shaair on the pressure and then kind of got him right there.
Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans says the team stands behind Al-Shaair.
Any picture that's painted that Azeez is a dirty player or doing something intentional, that's the exact opposite of what Azeez is.
Lawrence, meanwhile, posting his gratitude for fans, writing, "Thank you to everyone who has reached out and been praying for me. I'm home and feeling better." The NFL also writing that Al-Shaair's continued disregard for NFL playing rules puts the health and safety of both Al-Shaair and his opponent in jeopardy and will not be tolerated. Al-Shaair will be eligible to return to the team's active roster after Week 17 as of right now. George?
Okay, we're going to turn now to a guilty plea from the drunk driver who killed a bride in a wedding day crash last year. The victim's family gave emotional testimony in court. Eva Pilgrim here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. It was supposed to be one of the happiest days of their lives, but moments after leaving her wedding, still in her dress, Samantha Miller was killed by a drunk driver. Her family asking the judge to give that driver the maximum penalty.
This morning, the father of the South Carolina bride who stood by her side on her wedding day, now standing before the drunk driver who killed his daughter on her wedding night.
For the rest of my life, I'm gonna hate you.
27-year-old Jamie Komorowski pleading guilty to DUI and reckless homicide after killing Samantha Miller just hours after she got married. Komorowski sobbing in court as she entered her plea, begging the family for forgiveness.
How sorry I am, and that I take full responsibility for my actions.
In April 2023, 34-year-old Samantha was leaving her wedding reception on a golf cart when their celebration turned to tragedy. Her new husband, Eric, speaking to ABC News at the time.
The last thing I remember her saying was she wanted the night to never end.
Investigators say Komorowski was driving 65 in a 25 miles per hour zone. According to the toxicology report, her blood alcohol level more than 3 times the legal limit. Miller, still in her wedding dress, was thrown from the cart and died. In court, Samantha's mother sharing her unimaginable loss.
We've been sentenced to a lifetime of pain.
Eric paying tribute to his wife.
I wish I died that night, so she didn't have to go alone.
It's hard to watch. The judge giving Komorowski the maximum 25 years behind bars. Michael.
Yeah, just Thoughts go to those family there, Eva. Thank you so much for that. We're going to turn now to a dramatic rescue caught on police dash cam. Deputies jumping in to save a pregnant woman in an out-of-control car, unable to stop and approaching a lake. Lara is here with this incredible story. Good morning.
This story is so scary, Michael. Good morning to you. A terrifying situation to find yourself in, but thanks to some quick-thinking deputies, the woman is safe. And this morning, we are talking to those first officers to arrive on the scene. This morning, a harrowing rescue caught on camera.
I need help. My brakes won't stop. My car won't stop. My brakes aren't working.
Route 13. A pregnant woman in Illinois calling 911 in the early morning hours Monday, saying her car wouldn't slow down and that she was heading toward a lake.
I'm 20 weeks pregnant. I cannot die today.
The car reaching speeds of over 40 miles an hour.
You need to turn now.
I'm scared.
Turn right at the next road, okay?
I can't stop.
If you don't turn, you're going to go into a lake. We need you to turn, okay?
Deputies spotting her black Malibu on the dead-end road.
Oh, there it is right there. Just went.
One pulling his cruiser in front of her and slowing down.
I'm going to hit the cop. I'm going to hit him. I didn't mean to.
Deputy Tyler Coffey was the first to reach the woman.
Myself and two other deputies had jumped out and ran up to that vehicle to make sure that it was in park and that the driver was okay.
She still continued towards that dead end.
Getting that close to the lake, and with the temperatures as cold as it was, that was my main concern, was safely getting it stopped to avoid her ending up in the lake.
Coffey and the other deputies stopping the woman's car just a few hundred yards from that lake.
I'm just very happy that myself and the other deputies were able to get that car stopped.
Thankfully, everyone walked away unharmed. Amazing how calm the 911 operator remains, saying you must turn. There is a lake there. It's really a terrifying story. So glad everyone's okay.
Like a movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a happy ending.
Pregnant,
Yes.
lake straight ahead. I mean, it does not get scarier.
No, it does not. Thank you, Lara. Coming up, James Vanderbeek is here in his first live TV interview on facing colon cancer and how he's raising money for families that are facing the disease.
Plus, it's Travel Tuesday, and Gio Benitez is back with an exclusive preview of what could be the next big travel trend. Hey, Gio.
Hey, Michael. So if you're cruising around looking for your next vacation, you'll want to hear this. It's a special pass that could take you around the world, jumping on and off cruise ships whenever and wherever you want. I'm going to tell you how it works and if it could be the wave of the future here, plus special family deals that could save you money. I know you want to stick around. That's coming up on GMA. George.
Also, Princess Kate is making an appearance this morning. We're going to have more on that.
Coming up, we're unleashing something great. The dogs keeping us safe across the country and striking a pose. Oh, look at those cuties. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA. Wicked is defying gravity at the box office and now on the charts. Lara will have the details coming up in Pop News.
Following a lot of headlines right now as well, including the U.S. sending an additional $725 million in military aid to Ukraine, including portable anti-aircraft missiles, anti-tank missiles, and anti-personnel landmines. The Pentagon says the shipment is part of increased security aid as Ukraine faces a new Russian offensive. Also right now, new numbers out this morning. Consumers spent a total of $13.3 billion on Cyber Monday. In the peak hours from 8 to 10 p.m., consumers spent $15.8 million every single minute, according to Adobe Analytics.
And moments ago, Princess Kate stepped out as Britain's royal family hosts a state dinner by Qatar's royals. It's her first state visit since her cancer diagnosis, but Queen Camilla's schedule is being scaled back as she deals with the effects of a chest infection. We're going to have more ahead on that in our next hour. Plus, take a look at this. Overnight, a big pick six by Jaquan McMillian helping the Denver Broncos get the win over the Cleveland Browns. Take it to the end zone, young man. And we got a lot more ahead, including what could be a new travel trend. You're going to hear it here first. That is coming up, Robin.
But right now, James Vanderbeek, Michael, he's been in the public ever since Dawson's Creek made him a household name. Now he is in the headlines for a much more personal reason. Just a month ago, James revealed he was diagnosed with colon cancer And we are so grateful that he is here to talk with us about it. Both George and Michael and I came over in the commercial break and gave you a big hug. It's so wonderful to lay our eyes on you. It's been about 1.5 years since your diagnosis. So how are you physically and emotionally right now?
Physically, I'm great. I'm feeling really good. Emotionally, you know, it's a lot. Yeah. It's really a ride.
When you're first, no one wants to hear those words. You have cancer.
Yeah.
What went through your mind when you first heard those words?
I was honestly in shock. I was doing what I thought I needed to do, but getting the colonoscopy, which obviously I did need to do. I was in amazing cardiovascular shape. I was eating what I thought was healthy, and I had a whole agenda for what I thought my year would be, and what I thought my priorities would be in the next couple of weeks and months. And it's the reality that all of that was going to change and take a different trajectory. It felt like a nightmare, honestly, at first, that I couldn't quite wake up from, and yeah, it's a lot. And
you said your optimism is helping you a great deal. How so?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple things that I knew. As soon as I got diagnosed, I knew, all right, this is going to add many happy years to my life. I'm going to make changes that I never would have made otherwise, that I'm going to look back on in 30 years and say, thank God this happened. So what can I do right now in order to make that the case? And that's how I was about 90% of the time. I would say about 10% of the time I was a sobbing, terrified mess.
Sure.
Which I feel like is a pretty good percentage. I feel like it's
90-10.
90-10 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an exercise in just being present to all of it, and really just allowing the fear to come up and look at it, and also say, all right, why is this in my prescription? Why are all these emotions coming up, and how can this be great for me?
And I'm so grateful that you were able to be private about this for so long.
I was really lucky.
Yes. So why now? Why have you decided to share your story now?
Well, I mean, a couple things. I had a tabloid call and say, we have the story and we're running with it. Fortunately, I had started to put some of the wheels in motion about how I would talk about it. I had agreed to do the Real Full Monty, which is a 2-hour special on Fox, where a bunch of celebrities learned and performed the full Monty striptease to raise awareness for early cancer detection. And I just thought that would be a really good thing to do. It'd be a good supportive group of guys. And just having been in the public eye as long as I have, as soon as this happened, I thought, you know what, there's going to be a purpose to this. I think by sharing this, I can do some good. Especially my type of cancer is twice as prevalent now as it was in the 90s.
Yeah, with younger.
And with younger and healthier people. So the more I could get the word out to get tested, get your colonoscopies, get scanned even before you have symptoms. They just dropped the age from, I think, 50 to 45, and then even to 40 if you have a history of it. So whatever I can do to get that word out, and to, as amazing and cathartic as this year has been, it's been really tough.
I'm sure
if I can help anybody, if I could spare anyone the experience of my last year, I would definitely want to do that.
And the outpouring of love since that time. You had your wife, Kim. She was there. You said that she has been your rock. How has she helped you?
She's, this is where I'm going to lose it. She's been amazing. She's really taught me what unconditional love is. And I'm someone who has always in the past tried to do everything for everybody, and never asked for help myself. And this has put me in a position of having to ask for help and having to receive help. And the beautiful blessing of that has been seeing how many people in my life have shown up.
And you and Kim are blessed with 6 incredible children.
Yeah.
And I was telling you in the break, I love how you said same ingredients, same recipe, but they're all different.
They all come out different, man.
And how are they handling everything?
It's a lot of little hearts to look after.
Yeah.
That's a lot of, and they all respond differently. They all hide differently. Some of them are very outward with their fears and they talk about them, and some of them it manifests in other ways, in other behavioral ways, or they get really quiet. If I could get them to stop calling it butt cancer, I'd be psyched. But my 6-year-old almost every other day, Daddy, how's your butt cancer doing? And so yeah, they keep it light. But again, that's also like an opportunity for connection, to really go deep with them and we'll ask them, how are you feeling, and be there with them. And that's led to some really beautiful moments as well.
A connection you might not have had before.
Yeah, because it's really scary for them. And they had a very close friend pass from an incredibly rare brain tumor at the same time. So there was a lot of cancer talk flying around, and a lot of it was really scary. So yeah, they're doing great.
Great. What is your message, your hope for people that are hearing your story for the first time today?
My message would be, first of all, get tested, get scanned. I mean, that was the whole point of the Full Monty, was if we can stand on a stage and strip, to raise awareness for this, you can have a conversation with your doctor.
Well put. That's true.
That's kind of the idea behind it. And then the other one is, wherever you're at, wherever that diagnosis is, there's always hope. There's really so much we don't know about cancer and how to treat it. And people are discovering things every day, and there's a lot of research you can do. So I would just say, yeah, have hope. You're not alone, and you got this. And
you're doing things to help raise money?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Varsity Blues?
Yeah, I started selling some Varsity Blues jerseys on my Instagram, just because cancer's expensive.
Yeah.
It's really, even with insurance. And so I'll be paying some of my own medical bills and helping a friend who's got an organization that helps families deal with just the financial burden of this. Because not only, a lot of times people can't work. I'm lucky I'm back at work, so that's all going well. But yeah, it can be really just financially devastating for people. Yeah. So I think that's an area that I want to get into. So you can go to my Instagram page and go to the link in my bio there if you want to buy a signed jersey. I know Strahan wants.
I know, of course he wants, but but he'll think of a Favre with a 4, so I don't know if he'll go through with it, but maybe he will. Maybe. Hey James, thank you so much.
Robin, thank you so much for having me.
Your message, you're making a difference, making an impact.
Well, thank you. And thank you for sharing what you have as well.
All right, and we got to tell people, you can see James in the real Full Monty. It's airing on December 9th. You can check your local listings or stream it the next day on Hulu.
Now on this Travel Tuesday, NGO is back with a new way to cruise, a subscription deal that lets you hop on and off ships as much as you want. And we got to ask Gio, what's the catch?
Well, Michael, incredibly, there's apparently no catch. And I went right to the source for that, Sir Richard Branson, who promised me that when he says unlimited cruising, he truly means unlimited. In fact, he says you can even stay on the same ship all year long. It's a new meaning to life at sea. This morning, the sails setting sail. With extended months-long cruises going viral on social media, cruise companies are going the extra nautical mile. This Travel Tuesday, Sir Richard Branson leads us off with the wildest one yet, a year-long unlimited cruise.
One day you could be in the Mediterranean exploring Turkey or Italy or Spain, or another day you could be in the Caribbean.
The Virgin Voyages founder announcing the new first-of-its-kind annual pass from Virgin Voyages, where you and a guest are able to hop on and off any ship in their fleet worldwide.
You can bring anyone you want with you with this pass.
Exactly. So it's completely interchangeable. And so it's basically you can go on any ship, anytime, anywhere.
The adult-only, all-inclusive pass, billed as an epic adventure, does come with a $120,000 price tag.
For those who can afford it, it's absolutely definitely a deal.
But if a year-round cruise is out of budget, there's some great cruise deals available this Travel Tuesday.
Most cruise lines are offering deals on cruises around the world. Of course, it's a great time to look at a summer vacation,
including up to 50% off fares on Princess, Norwegian, Explorer Journeys, and HX Cruises.
This could potentially be your best time of the year to get a deal.
Our expert says cruise lines are targeting families and offering deals. In fact, Royal Caribbean is offering 60% off a second guest. Kids sail free and up to $800 off.
We're seeing a lot of third and fourth guest sailing free offers, which are ideal for families. We're also seeing some really nice offers coming from luxury and expedition lines.
Fares for a second passenger on Celebrity Cruises and Virgin Voyages up to 75% and 80% off. And several cruise lines have deals on upgrades, excursions, and amenities. Princess and MSC are giving up to $500 in onboard credits and up to $1,000 on Oceania and Regent. Carnival and Oceania are offering cabin upgrades. Now, if you are thinking about these deals, you may need to act fast. Some of them expire as soon as tonight, others by the end of the week, so watch that.
Okay, but beyond the price, what other extras should you be looking out for?
So the good thing is that lodging, entertainment, meals are almost always included, right? But then you have things like beverages, Wi-Fi, and other different things that are on board. Those may cost extra, so you need to look at that. Look at the fine print to see what's included and what's not, because that makes a difference.
Yeah, there's some great deals out there.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, don't get the Wi-Fi. I just can't reach anybody. You're on a cruise ship to get away anyway. That's a good way to get away.
No real catch. This is a real thing.
He says it's a real thing. I believe him.
All right. Play the daytime. Lara is back with a Dancing with the Stars update.
Yeah, I was doing a little dancing there, trying to get in the mood here. So 1 week after fan favorite Ilona Maher shot her way to the Dancing with the Stars final, she landed in second place, of course. We now know her next move, and it means putting down the dancing shoes and lacing up her cleats. Yep. The 28-year-old Olympian is announcing she's joining England's Premiership Women's Rugby League. Here's a look.
I'm so excited to join the Bristol Bears and play Premiership Women's Rugby with and against some of the best rugby players in the world. Just a question, is it going to be this cold the whole time? It's got a little chilly. It is? Okay. All right.
Ilona is sharing the news on Instagram with the caption, "The Eagle has landed." She also went on to say that she's very excited to try a proper English Sunday roast while she lives and plays over there. We wish her the best.
She gave you a heads up when she was here.
She did. She whispered in my ear that she was going to make this announcement. We're so happy for her.
Yeah, we are happy for her. Coming up, we are celebrating those who give back on this Giving Tuesday, so stay with us.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Cold blast, icy conditions, and more than 5 feet of snow leading to a pileup in Michigan, shutting down the interstate in both directions for almost 7 hours. Ginger's tracking the dangerous conditions this morning with millions under snow alert.
John Benet Ramsey. The unsolved murder of the 6-year-old pageant queen dominated headlines for nearly 3 decades. What sources tell ABC News about the new investigation. Princess Kate stepping out this morning, appearing at a state visit for the first time since her cancer diagnosis. And why Queen Camilla is missing another royal engagement.
The Science of You, Sleep Edition. How to stop the stress and racing thoughts that keep you awake. The changes you can make now to get the shut-eye you need. Flying high.
With you and I,
After a record-setting box office weekend, the Wicked soundtrack is casting a spell on the music charts with the new records that defy gravity. As we say, good morning, America.
It's me.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
Good morning, America. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas inside and out. Our Lord Bergamato is here with bright ways to deck the halls and add Yuletide, wow, Yuletide wow to your yard.
Here is here. Wow. We also have new images of Princess Kate this morning. Those are coming out.
But first, we're going to take a look at the top stories that are breaking at 8, starting with the snow emergency around the Great Lakes. The weather caused a massive pileup on a highway in Michigan involving nearly 20 vehicles. Let's go back to Trevor Alt in Adams, New York with the latest. Good morning again, Trevor.
Hey, good morning again, Robin. And we still have a little bit more snowfall coming down right now. We have these wild wintry blasts that are coming off several Great Lakes at once and have been really hammering the region. 65 inches of snow in some areas. Here in Adams, they've had 45 inches, and there's snow piles everywhere, but this has really caused a mess for a lot of drivers. You mentioned that pile up in Michigan. That's on I-94 just east of Lake Michigan there. Almost 20 vehicles that were involved, including 3 semis, 1 driver in critical condition. And because of those conditions, we know that some emergency crews had a difficult time even making it there to the scene, and it was shut down both directions for nearly 7 hours. Meantime, in Erie, Pennsylvania, plenty of people there have been trapped inside their homes because of how much snow came down. The National Guard was actually called in to assist with emergency support. And still today, across this region, millions of people remain under snow alerts, likely more coming down. And even if you are able to stay inside and be comfortable, we still have a little bit of bad news there because experts are saying the national average for electric heating this winter is expected to rise more than 13% compared to last year. George?
That's a big jump. Okay, Trevor, thank you very much. We're going to turn now to the Trump transition. The president-elect's cabinet nominees are meeting with lawmakers ahead of their confirmation battles as Trump's pick for defense secretary faces new allegations. I want to go back to our senior congressional correspondent, Rachel Scott. She's in Washington. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, George. Good morning to you again. Yeah, President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks are back on Capitol Hill. They're making the rounds this morning, trying to win over senators. Pam Bondi, Trump's pick for attorney general, will be meeting with Republican senators again today. It comes just days after former Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew his nomination for the job. Trump really doesn't want to lose any more picks, but his choice for defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, is already fending off a series of allegations ranging from financial mismanagement to sexual misconduct, all of which he does deny. According to the New Yorker, Hegseth was forced to step down from leading two conservative veterans groups, in part because of accusations of mismanaging funds and abusing alcohol while on the job. He allegedly became so drunk in public that employees had to care for him. The magazine reports that in one instance where he allegedly tried to join the dancers on stage of a Louisiana strip club where he had brought his team, ABC News has not verified that reporting, and his advisor said they would not comment on such outlandish claims by a disgruntled former associate. So as Trump's nominees continue to meet with senators today on Capitol Hill, the president-elect announced that he will be traveling to France this weekend to attend the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral. It will be his very first foreign trip since winning the November election, Michael.
All right, Rachel Scott, thank you so much for that. And we're going to turn now to Princess Kate, back to her royal duties this morning, taking part in the first state visit since her cancer diagnosis. Eva Pilgrim is back with more. Good morning again, Eva.
A little good news to share this morning. We've just seen Princess Kate this morning back to her royal best, looking stunning in burgundy. She, alongside Prince William, welcoming the Emir Qatar and his wife to the UK. This is a 2-day state visit, the first that she's taken part in since her diagnosis. And she is the most popular of the royals, and people clearly very pleased to see her returning to duty. The visit kicked off with all the pomp and pageantry we're used to seeing, but notably absent this morning was Queen Camilla, missing another major royal event due to a lingering chest infection. The Queen has missed several engagements in the past few weeks, but aides say there's no cause for concern. Her husband, the King, who has been undergoing treatment for cancer, was, however, front and center. So 3 out of the 4 most senior royals on parade, that's what they say today, which, given all the health troubles that they've been going through, is rare to see and nice to see.
Very nice to see.
Yes. Thank you, Eva. Coming on our GMA morning menu, what ABC News has learned about the investigation into the murder of JonBenet Ramsey, the child pageant queen whose death made national headlines.
Also ahead, are you having trouble sleeping? Well, our Becky Worley spoke with a sleep psychologist, and they are breaking down what you can do right now to get the rest you need and the hormone that may be disrupting your night.
Plus, Timothée Chalamet getting early Oscar buzz for his Bob Dylan movie. That's coming up in Pop News, and Lara's here with a special guest. Hey, Lara.
Hey, yes, I am, Michael. I'm with Shira Gill. She's a professional organizer who will show us how to take all of the stress out of the holidays with some serious hacks, from wrapping to traveling to gifts that don't cause clutter, music to our ears. Coming up on Good Morning America. Let's get into this. All right.
And we are back now with our GMA cover story, new developments in the JonBenet Ramsey case. Sources tell ABC News progress is being made in the investigation into the 6-year-old's unsolved murder nearly 30 years ago. Mola Lenghi has the details. Good morning, Mola.
Well, good morning, George. To date, nobody has been convicted of the murder that shocked the nation nearly 3 decades ago. It remains one of the country's most high-profile unsolved crimes. JonBenet's family now hoping that, plus renewed public interest and new DNA technology, might finally help close this case.
This morning, an update in the infamous decades-long cold case surrounding the murder of 6-year-old beauty queen JonBenet Ramsey. Sources telling ABC News that progress is being made in the investigation.
Obviously, a homicide, a criminal act has been committed. Somebody did it.
According to sources close to the investigation, a team of experts is going through the remaining evidence, using the most modern scientific and cold case techniques to try and crack the case. It was the day after Christmas in 1996 when JonBenét's parents discovered their daughter was missing from their Boulder, Colorado home. A handwritten ransom letter demanding $118,000 was left behind on the stairs by the kitchen. Hours later, the father, John Ramsey, finding the young girl dead in the basement. The unsolved murder captivating the nation.
JonBenét's murder has frightened residents of Boulder.
No one could believe something could happen to a family like that. And I think that was part of the intrigue.
JonBenét's parents and brother cleared of her murder in 2008 after additional DNA evidence was discovered.
Someone killed this 6-year-old child.
The crime now back in the public eye, due in part to the newly released Netflix docuseries, Cold Case, Who Killed JonBené Ramsey? Nightline's Byron Pitts sitting down with John Ramsey to discuss how modern advancements in DNA technology could be key to cracking the case.
There's been a number of old cold cases solved using this genealogy research. Let's do a reverse family tree and see if he had a relative living in Boulder in 1996. That's what we're asking the police to do.
The Boulder Police Department releasing its annual update a month earlier, citing increased attention on the investigation.
I beg anyone that has information that has not been previously shared with us to contact us, and that includes those responsible for this crime. Please help us in our efforts to secure justice for JonBené.
Well, law enforcement officials tell ABC News investigators continue to follow up on tips that have come in as recently as last month, but it remains to be seen whether there will ever be enough provable information and evidence to actually support charges, guys.
Okay, Mola, thanks very much.
30 years. Thank you, Mola. Good to have you here in the studio with us, by the way. We're going to turn now to the science of you. This week, we're going to focus on sleep. Big topic around these parts, as this time of the year could impact sleep patterns more than we realize. Between the upcoming holidays, travel, less daylight, Becky Worley set out to look into how to manage stress-related sleep disruptions. Good morning to you, Becky.
Robin, good morning. But if you wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning tossing and turning, I am your comrade. Ugh, it's the worst. And it turns out there's one possible culprit, cortisol. I set out to do battle with this foe and help us all sleep through the night.
3:27 a.m. I should be asleep, but instead...
When is my dentist appointment? Why did I say that to Linda?
I can't get back to sleep. And sleep psychologist Janet Kennedy says it's a common complaint, leaving people
frustrated, angry, anxious, ruminating, worried, desperate, hot.
Monkey brain?
For sure. Racing thoughts, all of those things.
One cause could be cortisol. You see, the body secretes the hormone melatonin at night to help us fall asleep, and then it increases levels of the hormone cortisol in the morning to help us wake up as a part of our normal circadian rhythm. But if cortisol levels are out of whack, it could disrupt sleep and even keep us from falling back asleep.
The waking up itself is not the problem. You wake up whether you're aware of it or not. But the problem comes in when you're unable to go back to sleep in a reasonable amount of time.
For women, changes in estrogen and progesterone, say around perimenopause, may upset cortisol patterns or otherwise impact sleep. Talking to your doctor about hormone replacement therapy could be a starting point. Other tips that Kennedy gives her clients?
The first thing you do if you're up in the middle of the night is you sit up. So our thoughts are scarier. They're harder to manage when we're lying down. When we sit up, we get our defenses back. We get our rational thought back.
She suggests a cold pack for your forehead if you can't make monkey brain stop.
It slows down the thoughts that are pinging around in there. And it also has the bonus of helping to lower your core body temperature, which signals that it's time to sleep.
And she says let go of the anxiety that many of us have about our sleep.
Forget about perfection. Forget about those banner 5-star nights. We're talking about good enough being the goal here. The more you chase sleep, the faster it runs away.
The more you chase sleep, the faster it runs away. I love that. Now, listen, a few other tips. I love my sleep tracker, my Oura Ring, or the Apple Watch. There are many of them. And for me, it gives me data that supports the good enough idea of sleep. But for some people, all that data stresses them out. don't get in your head about your sleep. Let it go if you need to. Dr. Kennedy also says she doesn't recommend using melatonin for her patients, except in very specific cases, like for jet lag issues. And I'll tell you, I really like this idea, Robin. Sleep is not something we do. It's something that happens to us. Diane Macedo, our friend, told us that. Let go and let sleep.
Yeah, Diane wrote a book. It really helped me because it did help. I want to share what helped. But could physical conditions affecting hormones also have an impact on sleep?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's smart to talk to your doctor to see if there's a medical reason for your sleep disruption, like apnea, or if you are perimenopausal, menopausal, and a woman who wants to try hormone therapy. That's a big reason to talk to your doctor. And really, many of us can also benefit from a short course of therapy to manage the anxieties that are keeping you up at night. Your doc's a great place to start. So I'm glad you're sleeping better, Robin.
I am.
Let's hope for all of us.
I know, and I said Diane's book, it's too detailed to go into. That's why I was hesitating, but it has helped me.
Read.
And you have helped as well. And I agree about the Oura Ring. Though
No, I got rid of it for that reason.
I know, but the three.
I wake up and I read the data, and it's so disturbing that I then
I would feel
awake
great.
all day.
I'd feel great, and I read the data and say,
And
you
then
didn't
I'm
get any
like,
REM
oh,
sleep.
I
And I go,
didn't
I'm with you, Becky. I don't know about these three. I'm with you, Becky.
Work for some, doesn't work for
That's it. Whatever works for you.
That's right. That's right. And that's
true.
the bottom line, is what works for you personally.
What works for
I'm good enough.
Yes.
Yeah, pop news works for
Pop
us.
news works for everybody. Yeah! Come on. All right, everybody, we're going to begin with some news on Wicked, continuing to cast a spell over fans now with its soundtrack, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart, the highest debut on the charts for a big screen adaptation of a stage musical. The soundtrack also topped 3 other Billboard charts, coming in at number 1 for top album sales, soundtracks, and the vinyl albums charts, making it a number 1 bestseller just 10 days after the movie hit theaters. The Wicked soundtrack also marking the biggest film soundtrack debut since Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's A Star is Born. That's back in 2018. And it cemented its place as the biggest soundtrack streaming week of 2024. Goodness gracious, you could say they're flying high on the news. It continues to soar, and the movie is really terrific if you haven't seen it. And we have officially entered awards season. Last night, the stars descended on New York City for the 34th annual Gotham Awards. 39 feature films, 25 performances nominated in 10 categories. That'll get your cortisol going, thinking about all the movies that we need to watch. The big winner, though, of the night was the film A Different Man. That stars Sebastian Stan. That won Best Feature. The Gothams also handed out special tributes to some of Hollywood's biggest, including Angelina Jolie. She was given the Performer Tribute for Maria. Zendaya received the Spotlight Tribute for Challengers. Loved that film. She dedicated the award to her mom, who was there in the audience. Aww. And Timothy Chalamet and director James Mangold honored with the Visionary Tribute for the Bob Dylan biopic called A Complete Unknown. The Palm Springs Film Festival has also announced that Chalamet will receive the 25 Chairman's Award for A Complete Unknown. The festival chair explaining the decision, saying Timothy's performance showcases his physical and vocal talents as he brings depth and nuance to the role, and it is certain to generate Oscar buzz for the actor.
Awards season is upon us.
It is upon us. Merry Christmas and happy awards season to you. And then finally, a great holiday gift idea. The TSA has unleashed its annual 2025 K9 calendar. Yes, there's one of the calendar babes. 12 dogs who help keep travelers safe across the country. There are over 1,000 K9 teams at more than 100 of the nation's airports, mass transit, and maritime systems. And while they all deserve their own calendars, this one is available to download now. It's free with the TSA website. So go check it out and support these wonderful K9s.
That's great. I love the eyes.
I know.
It is time now to light up your yard with Shop GMA's outdoor decor for the holidays. Lifestyle contributor Laura Bergamatto is here with festive finds to make your yard the talk of the neighborhood. And good morning, Lori. Let's get started.
Good morning.
And what we're going to start with is 8-foot inflatable Santa.
Indeed. So 'tis the season, Michael. We love a good inflatable here. We know you guys do too. This one we found on Amazon starts around $29.50, so they're really affordable. And this is representative of sort of a new trend in inflatables that we're seeing, where you don't just plop them on your front lawn, but you have them do something. So you can see our Santa over here. He's coming, down the side of the chimney. He lights up. He's got his gift bag and a hilarious expression on his face. This guy's climbing up the ladder. So it gives a little motion and a little action to your home, your front yard.
I like that. What about we have some classic decorations with a twist?
Yes, so these are from Fun Boy. If you're not familiar with Fun Boy, they're all about effortless joy, and they act like sort of a pool float. So those inflatables you plug in, and that's how they work. These, you just blow them up, and they can go really anywhere, indoor or outdoor. And what's great about these guys is that they are weatherproof. They have a base in the bottom, so you don't have to worry about them blowing away.
Yep.
And I also love them, and to turn them around, they're double-sided. A lot of times with decor, you're always looking at the back of something. This you can use anywhere. And these ornaments, Michael, right up front here, there's 3 of them. They're oversized. They light up as well.
Oh,
so
this is cool.
you can put them on your lawn, your porch patio. A lot of people put them near their pools if you have that in your backyard. So really fun. And their Cyber Monday sale is still happening, so you get a great deal, up to 40% off.
And they're Gary size. I like that.
I knew it was coming.
We have some customizable lights.
Okay, I'm so excited about this one. This is from Govee. We also found this on Amazon. Let me explain what this is. So hanging lights can be a little tricky, right? You don't want to do it all the time. What's brilliant about these is you hang them once. You can keep them up all year because they're customizable. So Frankie and our props team actually downloaded the app on his phone. It was super easy for him. And they're preloaded with different like vignettes. So we obviously are doing holidays. So we have Santa, we have a sleigh, we have ornaments, all different things you can do. See how it's animated? There's a Santa hat right there. This part of the Govee is isn't that cool? This is a net light, and he's all just doing that from his app. But when Halloween comes or Valentine's Day comes, you can do a heart, you can do a pumpkin. So it's just, you do it one time, they're up all year. These are really affordable. They're so much fun because you can customize them, so they're great.
They
Amazon.
fit the time.
They really
fit
do.
the time.
They really do. And then let me come over here.
Outside to inside.
There you go. So we're going to shop our set, right?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we are going to shop our set from Grandin Road. We've got amazing trees here. This one is the Park City tree. You feel like you're in Park City when you're next to this tree. It's lightly flocked, and there's a mix of globe and sparkling lights here. These come in 2 different sizes. Those downswept whimsical trees right over there also are great if you have a bit of a smaller space and you need a smaller footprint. But it's not just trees, Michael.
Yeah,
you want more, right?
What else we got? We
All
need
right,
more.
There's more. So this is from their All Is Bright collection. We've got pre-lit garland here that lights up, and you can put that around your door. Or if you just want the urns, they are just bursting with jewel-toned ornaments. They light up, they're sparkling, and they really are just very classy. We love a classy holiday around these parts.
And the All Is Bright collection.
That's right. All Is Bright. Here with you, Michael Strahan.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lori. You know what? Thank you to Lori again. And you can shop all of these products on our website, so make sure you check them out, including those brass reindeer over there. I like that. All right, coming up, we had a man on a very kind mission. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
It's a bright and cold morning here in Times Square on this Giving Tuesday, the annual event, the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving to celebrate generosity. And this morning we have the story of a man who has made it his mission to give back.
I grew up mostly in poverty, pretty poor, and throughout most of my childhood, I and many other children were helped by a woman named Mary Wells. She was incredible.
Paul Pena learned the importance of kindness from Mary Wells.
She helped us all get to college, and when I was in college, Mary was killed by a drunk driver. After we lost Mary and I saw the impact that it had, not only on me personally, but on everybody in that community, I really wanted to be a part of helping other communities and helping people as much as I could and continuing Mary's legacy.
Pena, so inspired by Mary, he's made charity work his life's work. Now he's launching the Kind Corps.
Kind Corps is a charity that's designed specifically to help other charities. So every month we collect donors' donations, we pull them all together, and we give a huge grant to a different charity. Every month, 12 charities every year.
The organization helps donors support a variety of charities each year from across 12 major categories, including education, animals, health, and youth.
A lot of times when people donate to a charity, you might give $10, $50, $100, whatever it is. That's great. Charities really rely on that funding. But what charities really need to grow and expand their services and help even more people is a large amount of funding all at once.
The first charity Kind Corps will serve, Camp Joy, which helps thousands of underserved children each year explore nature.
I think Mary would love the idea of KindCore because she was always looking for new ways to help. You don't have to have $1 million. You don't have to have even $100. You can have $5 and give $5 a month, and you can be part of major impact for a charity and for the people they serve every month.
Oh, what an inspiring story that is right there. And we're going to have more on Giving Tuesday coming up. And Robin sits down with the philanthropist Melinda Gates and the CEO of Giving Tuesday, Asha Curran. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. I'm here now with best-selling author and professional organizer Shira Gill. Her new book is called Lifestyled, and she's here with gift ideas and tips to help us cut the stress this holiday season, something we all want to do. Shira, thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes.
You know, yes, give it up. All right, holidays are underway. Everybody already has a lot to do, don't have a lot of time. So you have a great way, kind of the organizational tip for everybody.
You got it. Yes. So meet the activity tote. This is a game changer for the busy family. So for kids and sports during the holiday time, it's so crazy to wrangle everything. We got one tote for each activity. We can put in the shin guards. Okay. We got the water bottle. We got our soccer cleats. Yep. We got the jersey my daughter always forgets to bring. So one place for all of it. You've just got to remember to restock when you get home, like a gift to your future self.
Yeah, get ahead of it, right?
That's right. Okay, next up we got the holiday tote. So the holidays can be so stressful for people.
Big time.
Here we want to centralize everything you could need. We got the gift wrap, all the supplies. We've got gifts ready to go so you can just grab and go wine without the stress.
Grab and go wine.
Grab and go wine. We got a kid's book. We got chocolate.
You got the chocolate. Yeah, that's ready to go.
We're ready for party season. Okay, next up, we love to take a road trip during the holidays, but I hate when my car turns into a garbage can. So we got the road trip tote. We've got a little garbage can here so the kids can just dump. We've got the tissues. We've got games to keep them entertained. We got the bingo, the hand sanitizer. We've got snacks. Everything in one place so you don't have to get whiplash every time they want something from the back seat.
And I'm amazed if they can get this wrapper after they eat into that garbage can, that would still be a miracle.
A bonus.
So, all right, but what about you take this, you want to, like, what about the family, you're overwhelmed, but you say it's not necessarily about the gifts, experiences are a big thing for the holidays.
Yes, so here's the great news, is you don't have to spend a lot to give a lot. So we've got some thoughtful experiential gifts here. This one happens to be my favorite for the ice cream lover. We got a gift card to your local scoop shop. You can support a local business. You pair it with an ice cream scoop, maybe some cones.
That's cool.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Anyone would love that. Then who doesn't love a trip to the movies? So we got some movie passes, some candy, some popcorn. You could even do this at home with your own fresh popcorn and a pillow fort for the kids.
Well, you know me well. Thank you so much for my gift for the holiday season.
You got it. Yeah, and then we got the coffee lovers gift. So we've got a cute mug. We paired it with a coffee gift card, some Madeline cookies. Who wouldn't love that?
Yeah,
easy for everyone.
Great ideas. I love that. Experiences are a big part of it. And also, finally, want to take the stress out of gift wrapping.
Yes.
I do get stressed when I got to wrap. I really do. I want it to be perfect.
Yeah. So this is not about perfection at all. You don't have to buy anything. This is about reusing what you've already got. So first up, we've got our super sustainable gift wrap. We just have a pretty ribbon here. You can pair it with a fresh cinnamon stick from your pantry, a little sprig of green, maybe some berries. Look how festive that is. And you just put that on any box. You're good to go.
That looks like you actually put a lot of thought and specialness to that.
Right, and it smells amazing.
All right, and you have a fun idea.
I do.
Entire family.
Yes.
Ugly gift wrapping.
The ugly gift wrap contest. Yes. So this one is one of my favorite ideas. You don't have to buy anything. You challenge your crew to an ugly gift wrap contest. We got an old t-shirt here. We got a poster from the movies. Here we go. Isn't that fun?
That's cool.
We could do an old towel.
Old dish towels.
I mean, hopefully not used.
That one looks a little used over there.
It looks a little grubby. We got a map. So we can wrap this up. The ugliest one wins. And everyone has fun. Zero waste, $0, lots of entertainment.
I'm going to have to do that one this year.
Yeah, let's see. Can you do one of these?
Well, we're going to find out. This t-shirt may not be big enough for that.
Let's see if we can make this happen.
Well, I'll try.
We're going to wrap with the poster. fun
can do like
for
I
the
would
family.
do. You can
Yeah,
you
look
can
at
mix them
that.
both together.
That's right. So the uglier the better. We also have some kids' art here. You can always repurpose the old stacks of art that they've made.
See, that's
Look
ugly.
at
I
that.
don't even care
But
about
you know what?
enough
Yours
to
looks better
really-
than mine. This poster is not working with me.
As they say, it's about what's inside.
That's right. It's the thought that counts.
And Shira, thank you. Thank you so much for all these great ideas. Lifestyle. Shira's book is available right now. And for more of Shira's tips and these products, just scan the QR code, everybody.
Now, with our celebration of Giving Tuesday. And since the movement started 12 years ago, it has fueled, get ready for this, more than $15 billion in charitable giving in the U.S. alone. Now Giving Tuesday CEO Asha Curran and philanthropist Melinda Gates are here to tell us more about it. Good to meet you. Wonderful, Melinda, to see you again.
Yes. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Giving Tuesday. What a wonderful, wonderful initiative. And I know with you, Melinda, giving back has been one of your core values since way back. Even your high school had the motto of being of service to others.
Yes, and my high school and my parents sent us out in the community. I served in the Dallas County Courthouse. I served in the local hospital. I tutored in the public school. And I learned from that one person can make a difference in someone else's life.
And it stayed with you at that
all
moment.
this time.
Yeah, it has. And Asha, bless you for starting this.
Thank you.
Just tell people the ways that they can give back, not just today,
but every day.
Yes.
Yeah, today is a wonderful entry point into the world of giving. But my experience is that everybody is already very generous in their own ways, even some ways that they don't give themselves credit for. But today is an incredible day to examine what are the causes you care about, and even to give in support of a cause that someone you love cares about. Right? There's a million ways to do it, and it doesn't have to involve money either. Acts of kindness or just brightening someone's day.
Your time, giving of your time.
Giving of your time, absolutely. There's data that shows that just paying for someone's coffee in the morning makes you and them happier for the entire day.
And we all have been there when that has happened. And that is such
It's
a great feeling.
And we tell somebody else because we're so joyful about it, right?
And then they want to do something generous.
That's right. Yeah. It's just collective like that.
Incredible ripple effect.
The CDC says 1 in 3 Americans say they feel lonely, and you believe that you can combat that by being generous, by giving.
By giving. If you go out in your community and you give your time, let's say you decide you want to be part of a food drive or you want to be part of serving food to the homeless, you have a connection then. You understand the community, but you also have an authentic connection not just with the recipients, but with the others who are doing that work. And I think it helps us feel good about ourselves and known authentically to others.
I think often when people have said they're feeling bad or whatever, that if they do something for someone else, get outside of themselves, that it automatically makes them feel better. This is something I was not familiar with. Collective generosity as opposed to individual generosity. Collective generosity, you said, can be even more powerful?
I think you probably are very familiar with it and maybe just haven't given it that name, but it's really when a group of people come together to make a difference. It could be picking up trash. It could be cooking food for the local community center. It could be placing flowers on the doorways of your neighbors. It's anything that people do together to make their community and world better. So Giving Tuesday is an incredible example of collective giving. It's literally every country on earth, millions and millions of people giving together. So it doesn't mean you have to be physically with people, but it's about feeling like you're part of something bigger than yourself. It could mean anything that Melinda said, or starting a giving circle. There's so many ways. But when you feel like your impact is magnified by giving with the people around you, and the effect on your well-being, the well-being of your community, your mental and physical health is so profound.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just didn't know it had a name, but now I do.
Exactly.
Now I do appreciate that. And Melinda, you come bearing gifts. As always, you say you have a big announcement for us here in GMA?
Yes, so for the next 10 days, I'm basically going to match up to $1 million. any gift that's given to one of two organizations, either the Rosalind Carter Institute for Caregivers, because so many of us are giving and caregiving for others these days, or also to Vote Mama Foundation. And what Vote Mama is doing is really collecting the data and the research about if a mom wants to run for public office, what that's going to be like.
Oh, thank you, because on Giving Tuesday, not as much money as we would like go to those organizations for women and for girls. And so for you to do that and match it as it does, how helpful is that, Asha?
It's incredible, and a match is one of the very best ways to inspire people to give. They love the idea of their impact being doubled, and you're absolutely right. Women's and girls organizations are tremendously underfunded, especially smaller or more local ones.
All right, so what is your final message? What's people say, like, this is wonderful that you're able to give as generously as you are. I'm not in that position. Can you just emphasize to people again that there are different ways of giving on Tuesday and every day?
I would say to people, you have your time, which is precious. You have your voice to speak out. You have expertise to give an organization, or even a $10 donation makes a difference. So if you go to the website that's being shown there, you'll see different people who are raising money, whether it's for school supplies for kids or someone who's homeless or a school in South Africa. So there are just so many ways to give back, and giving doubles. We say that joy doubles when you share it with somebody. I think giving doubles, as you said, when we give to others.
Could you ever imagine that Giving Tuesday would turn into what it has?
Not at all, but now that it has, I'm actually not surprised at all, because I am reminded of the innate generosity of every human being every day of the year.
Yeah, and thank you for that reminder. Asha, so good to see you. Melinda, thank you as always for being so good to us.
Yeah,
anytime. Let's do it again next year.
Happy Giving Tuesday every year.
But in the meantime, let's go to Ginger.
Thanks, Robin. Time now to reveal our GMA Book Club pick for December. It is The Last One by New York Times bestselling author Rachel Hazel Hall. It's an action-packed, electrifying fantasy about a woman who wakes up in the woods and has no idea how she got there. What happens next is a whirlwind of adventure, romance, power, and secrets. The Last One is available now. We'll talk to Rachel tomorrow about the book.
Coming up on GMA, the best books of the year, the New York Times top 10 list revealed live right here on Good Morning America. We're back now on GMA with Gilbert Cruz. He's the editor at the New York Times Book Review and here to exclusively reveal your top 10 books of the year 2024. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So I understand you did 5 fiction and 5 nonfiction. We're going to start with the fiction. And we've got a list that we're going to show everybody right here. And I want to ask you, what made you choose these books? What was it about these 5 that stood out?
So, of course, there's so many books that come out every year, and when you read as many books as we do, you feel like you've seen everything. But there's something in each of these books, I think, that feels fresh and original and surprising.
I love that. This is a great template for winter reading. All 4 is by Miranda July, is getting rave reviews. Tell us what it's about and why it resonated so deeply with you all.
Sure. It's about a middle-aged female artist who tells her family she's going on a road trip, and then 20 minutes out of town, she sort of makes a very shocking decision to change her life. It resonated with us because it's about that period in midlife when you're a partner, you're a wife, you are a mother, you are someone who thinks they understand their life, and maybe you've turned 45 and you say, is this the life I really wanted to have?
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about James by Percival Everett. Just won the National Book Award, and what a creative idea. It reimagines the Huckleberry Finn story.
So James tells the Huckleberry Finn story, Mark Twain's story, from the perspective of Jim, the enslaved companion that takes Huckleberry Finn down the Mississippi. And from the beginning of the year, from the moment we read this, we knew it was going to be one of the year's best books. And it has that familiarity. Many of us have read Huckleberry Finn before, but by changing the perspective, putting it from the point of view of Jim, it sort of reintroduces the story to you in a brand new way.
I love that.
It sure does. Let's take a look at the nonfiction. Let's put the 5 up there. Your 5 choices for nonfiction. What stood out here?
So we were surprised that we enjoyed the Reagan biography so much. Obviously, there have been many, many biographies of President Ronald Reagan, considered to be one of the great presidents of the second half of the 20th century. The author Max Boot worked on this for a decade, and each presidential biography builds on those that came before. So having this book arrive now at this time when we have a new administration coming in, we thought it had a lot to say about the country, about republicanism, conservatism, where we've been and where we're going.
Any theme tie these all together, or like with the fiction, there was something unique about each one that stood out?
It's easy for nonfiction books to get the facts right and to have a lot of facts and to do sort of the deep dive, but each of these were written so beautifully and so gracefully that it made you fly through all of the facts that can sometimes be overwhelming.
Excited. Another one I'm really excited about is The Wide, Wide Sea. Can you tell us a little bit about that and why you chose it?
Yeah, I love sort of sea adventures. I think there are a lot of people in our lives that do, and this is about Captain Cook, a British explorer from the 18th century, and his third and final voyage through the South Pacific. I think if there's anyone in your life who likes sort of high adventure books, this would be a perfect one for them for the holidays.
Great holiday gift ideas.
Thank you for coming in and give us a lot of ideas for our vacation reading. Appreciate it. And you can scan the QR code on your screen to shop for these books. We're talking books.
Got some great reads for everybody. Have a great day, everybody.